What is up, everyone, and welcome back to Across the Board. I'm your host, Alpha Dog Bets, here with my normal co-host, JD from Line Movers. Also, as you know, from below us, he's at the bottom of the screen, we have Jammer Bets, our resident Pittsburgh guy, and there is quite a big Pittsburgh Pirates game today. Jammer, our special guest, you've been here before, so it's hard to call you a special guest still, but we appreciate you making the time and coming back on. How are you today, my friend?
I'm doing great. Starting to feel like the second co-host here,
Right? Absolutely. Well, we love having you on, man. You've been giving out some great winners, especially on Paul Skeens Day, and we had to get you back for this week's Paul Skeens Day. We don't know how many more Paul Skeens Days we are going to have. We do know that they have brought up a potential innings limit, so we're not sure how many more starts, but as our resident Pittsburgh guy, the guy who knows more about the Pirates than anyone I know, we had to bring you back on. You've been doing a great job on these Skeens Days. JD, how are you today, my friend? The guy who's been hitting all his MLB bets.
I'm actually doing well. As far as overall, plays have not been that great. But yeah, I am actually looking to actually bounce back here though.
Absolutely. We know the U.S. Open's only a couple days in, so you've been giving out those tennis winners as well as the MLB winners. More to come, guys. You know where to find JD. You can find him in the MoneyBall Metrics Discord as well as at Line Movers on X or Twitter, however you want to call it now. Quickly to the comments, we have Aiden who's here saying the best lunch show. We are back. We appreciate you, Aiden. We are here with a 5-game breakdown and excited to give you guys the goods. We have some early games today, so you boys to dive right in it so people have enough time to use our analysis and get their bets in. Let's do it, boys. First game that we have on the slate is going to be the Cubbies, who are taking on the Jammer Pirates. Cubbies are coming in 3-10 they're coming in with Kyle Hendricks on the mound. He's 3-10, has not been their best pitcher, to say the least. He has a 6.5 ERA. Hendricks has been a gas can this year. On the other side, we have Paulie Skeens. Skeens coming in 8-2 with a 2.16 ERA. Jammer, this is your time. This is your team. I know you have some good plays for this game. What do you have for this Pirates-Cubbies game?
Look, man, there's nothing I can say right now to convince anyone listening to us that the Pirates are worth backing. They're juicy right now on the money line, and I wouldn't trust them at -1.5 for anything, really. The way this team's played since the trade deadline has been an absolute train wreck. Posting a record of 8-18, mixing up lineups, talks about moving one of their top young players to center field. Losing the confidence in their all-star closer. But everything comes down to Paul Skeens today, and I think that that's the route that we're going to take today in our attack on this game. I think we're just I know a lot of you guys probably aren't going to watch the game. You probably don't feel like checking your phone to keep up with the score. So let's just try and attack early and just pull the Band-Aid off. I got three plays I like in this game. Wow. None of them are going to be full units, but we're going to do a little sprinkle here and there. So let's just attack it early and go with the Nerfy in the first inning. Skeens has hit this in 7 of his last 8, and Hendricks has hit this in 7 straight. So I think we both know that, or I guess we all know that the Pirates don't have the hottest bats right now. So
that would be correct.
Yeah, so if they can get past Hendricks, I have full belief that Paul Skeens is going to go in there, do what he does. We're bringing back the classic Jammer play of 3 up, 3 down with Paul Skeens. It was sitting at +150 last night. It's moved a little bit. I think it's at +135 on FanDuel right now. So I'm loving that play today. We saw a lot of fastballs yesterday with Jared Jones, and
yes,
he got out of the first inning, but he did kind of get rocked later on in the game. I think Paul Skeens has a little bit higher level than Jared Jones, so I think that he might be able to get past the Cubbies a little bit easier than Jared Jones did yesterday. And the last play is going to be a very small sprinkle here. This is a truly shot in the dark here. Paul Skeens' velocity of first pitch between 99 to 100 miles per hour. Paul Skeens his fastball didn't touch under 99 until the 4th or 5th batter last time on the mound.
Yep.
And with the news of him potentially getting shut down earlier in games, I think that we might see him throwing a little bit harder. He doesn't have to kind of save his arm for going later in the game, so he might just be throwing the gas right off the rip. That play is sitting at +290 on FanDuel right now. So, like I said, small sprinkle. let's just pull the Band-Aid off and let's just have some fun in the first inning with this game. Murphy,
I love that.
3 up, 3 down, and 99 to 100 first velocity of first pitch.
Love that. And we'll have you go over that again in best bets because those are 3 great plays. I will be tailing all 3. One more I wanted to ask you about this game, which seems to be the prop that everybody loves to take, which is Paul Skeens over 6.5 strikeouts. With the news that he may be on a pitch limit, an innings limit, does that deter you from taking that? Is that why that wasn't one of your 3 bets?
So that definitely scares me a little bit. But, I mean, watching him last game, finishing with 9 Ks, he was throwing some gas, but I think you just got to look at the recent performance of the Cubs. I think in the last 30 days, they're in the bottom part of the league in strikeouts. So I just don't know if he can get to that number, especially with the potential of the limit. I know it's going to be a hot prop, but I'm going to be sticking away from that one today.
Yeah, I like the big money value plays you have. You had that plus 290, a couple long shots, and I do think that the news does hurt Skeens on the strikeout front. Quickly, before I go to JD, we want to shout out Diamond Dog, who's in the house. They're saying dogs are in the house. We appreciate you for tuning in, brother. JD, any action from you in this game?
No, absolutely not. Yeah, these are 2 teams that I just don't really bet. As far as the model here is telling me to play the Pirates on the first 5 actual run line. It's actually saying there's value there. There's no way I'm laying that much juice with actually them though. Yeah, there's just no way that I can. But if there was a play, then actually like that would be it though.
I respect it. And I'll keep my segment here short and sweet. If I were to play anything, I would take the over. It's not an official play for me. I won't go into that whole line yet. You guys know what I'm going to say if I say it's not an official play. But when you look at the most recent games for the Cubbies, their last game had 14 runs. The game before had 26 runs. The game before had 9 runs. The game before had 16 runs. The game before had 9 runs. So the Cubs games are seeing high totals. I say it a lot on this show with the Cubbies because they did trade most of their bullpen at the trade deadline. So the bullpen guys they're bringing in have gotten shelled, and I do think that will continue here. Not an official play for me, but if I were to take anything, I would take the over. Quickly, this is going to be a question for Jammer. I'm assuming, is Skeens going to win the Rookie of the Year?
Hey, I'm biased. He's my Rookie of the Year, and I think that he's going to try and make a strong case today. But, man, if he struggles today and, there's already that news of him getting shut down, it's game over for him. But, I'd like to see him do something today to, push that case a little bit higher.
Good to be honest, I do think he does need a little bit of work, especially if he gets shut down early. Jackson Merrill's an absolute dog in San Diego. He just hit a game-winning homer walk-off the other day. If Merrill keeps doing what he's doing, I do think Merrill is going to win the award. It's hard to get that as a pitcher compared to a guy who's playing every day like Merrill and really helping his team. There's a bigger impact that Merrill has on the Padres than what we're seeing from Paul Skeens for the Pirates. I think that's pretty common. And one of the teams is looking like they will make the playoffs. And no offense, Jammer, our resident Pittsburgh guy, we love you, but there ain't no way in hell the Pirates are going to the playoffs this year. So I do think it's Merrill's award to lose at the moment. That's just my personal opinion. Let's keep it moving, guys. The second game that we have on the slate, it's another early one. This game starts in just over an hour between the Royals and the Guardians. Starting for the Royals today is Michael Wacha. Wacha is 11-6 with a 3.3 ERA. On the other side, we have Tanner Bibby. Bibby's 10-6 with a 3.4 ERA. Quickly, before we go to Jammer as our guest for this one, little weird stats on Bibby. He's actually a better pitcher on the road. His home numbers are okay. They're 4-3, but his ERA balloons to a little over a 4.2. So he has pitched better on the road, and he is pitching at home today as the favorite. Jammer, what do you like in this game?
I mean, like you said, we got a solid matchup here on the bump between Wacha and Bibby, with both of them already playing earlier in the season series. Both pitched well. Season series has been fairly one-sided, though, with the Royals holding a 6-2 chokehold and nearly doubling the Guardians in runs. So it's tough not to back the home team here, especially when they're one of the top home teams in the major leagues. But this is the third time the Royals are going to be seeing Bibby, and to be honest, the Royals have just had their number. So give me Wacha and the Road Dogs. I'm going to be backing the Royals on the money line here.
Question for you. So the Royals have won the first 3 games of the series. Does it make you worried that they are going for the sweep here? I know it's very hard to do a 4-game sweep of any team in Major League Baseball. Royals have been good, but they are a better home team. So it is surprising that they are taking one of the best home teams in the Guardians and that they've won the first 3 games of the series. When you look at the full season and how these teams have done against each other, today will be the 10th game between these two teams. They've seen each other a lot. And the Royals do lead the series 7-2, so they have been dominating. Does it scare you with a potential sweep on the line backing the Royals today?
So I think in a general situation, yes, I will take the team to, prevent getting swept. But I think in a situation like this where both the teams are, top of their division, I think they're tied right now. This is a huge game. Like,
yes, it is.
Both teams are really going to want to win this game. I think you just got to stick with the team that's shown it all season long, and that's the Royals right now between them and the Guardians. Especially as of late, the Royals have been hot compared to the Guardians. So.
I would agree with you. I would definitely agree with you. I normally do not like to touch a sweep game, but I'm leaning the same way you do. I am leaning the Royals. Still about an hour until we have the first pitch in that game. It's not an official play for me yet. I'm still monitoring. It may be an official play when it comes to first pitch. JD, any action from you in this game?
I'm kind of just like y'all. I've actually not bet this game yet. Kind of actually wanted to actually hear y'all out first.
Absolutely.
We all kind of seem to be on the same page here. I really think that this is actually pretty much a 50-50 game.
I would agree.
So getting the Royals at actually this price is really good. But actually, just like you said, this is the 4th game here, and actually trying to sweep an actual 4-game series is extremely tough. But actually, like you said, this is a huge game.
Absolutely.
It really is. And the more I think about that, I think I'm going to play Royals, and I'm going to split my bet up. I'm going to go on them first 5.
Okay.
I can actually get a plus 143 on that.
I like that. I like that
number.
And so I'm going to go first 5, and then I'm also going to do the money line at plus 133.
Excellent. One quick thing to note on this as well, when you're going through Cleveland's lineup, because Cleveland has released their full lineup, their big name guys have struggled against Michael Wacha in their career. Stephen Kwan's batting 167 against him. Jose Ramirez is batting 270. Josh Naylor is batting 200. And then they have several guys that have yet to get a hit off him, like Schneemann and Bo Naylor, all batting 0. So the Royals or the Guardians have not done well against this Wacha pitcher in the past, so that strengthens what we're all saying as it is, that we do think the Royals have a good chance here. Back to the comments again. Tar Heel is here asking if we think the Royals are going to take first place. He does have a 10-1 ticket. I personally think they will. I think they are the more complete team, and I do think that they will end up at the end of the season in first place. Jammer, what do you think?
Just with the way that they've been playing, it's tough to bet against them, and that's a juicy ticket to be holding, man. So
absolutely. And this game is going to decide which team is going to move into first place. Cleveland entered this series with a 3-game lead in the AL Central, and they have blown it fully in all 3 games they have lost. So now we're dead even. Each team is 75-58. Winner today will be in sole possession of first place. JD, who do you think is going to end up top?
I have to say Royals. I have a lot of friends that actually have that actually same bet there, and actually some of the numbers they have are massive. So for them, I actually just kind of have to root for them. So
there we go. I'm in the same boat.
Good
Truthfully, I would have thought Minnesota was going to win this division early in the year, and they're sitting 3 games back of both teams. It does seem if you have a Cleveland ticket or a Kansas City ticket, you are in a great spot going into the end of the year with those futures. Let's keep it moving right along, guys, to our 3rd game of the day. Unfortunately, we have to talk about this one because I had it extremely wrong yesterday, but we will be here owning up to that one. I did have the Astros yesterday. They got absolutely handled by the Phillies, but today is a different day. Pitching for the Astros is our guy, Spencer Spaghetti, coming in 6-11 with a near 5 ERA. On the other side, Taijuan Walker, 3-5 with a near 6.5 ERA. Guys, this game screams run in my opinion, but Jammer, what do you think?
So we got another really great home team here in the Phillies, but they've already won the series, and they're just throwing their stinky cheese out there on the mound, and Taijuan Walker. This guy's a straight fade, man.
Gas can. He's a gas can.
If that's how you want to describe him. He's posted a 9.3 ERA in August and has allowed 3+ runs in his last 5 starts, hardly making it out of the 4th inning. I'm not sure where the Astros bats have been, but if they can't find them today, man, Houston, we have a problem. So I'm interested in double dipping here on the Astros. I'm going to take them on the money line, and I'm going to take their first 5 team total over 2.5. Some books don't have that. I know DraftKings does. I'm going to be hopping on their team total over 2.5. I like that early on. Just straight hit Taijuan Walker out of the park, man.
Guys, I have a fun stat for you before we continue.
Let's hear it.
Taijuan Walker, in the last games that he has started, so his most recent starts, the team has lost 7-4 to Kansas City. Start before they lost 6-4 to the Nats. Start before they lost 5-0 to the Marlins. Start before they lost 5-4. Start before they lost 6-2. Start before they lost 6-5. Start before they lost 5-4. Start before they've lost 8-4. They have not won a game that Taijuan Walker has started since May 22nd. They've lost every game this guy has started since May 22nd. So if you're back in the Phillies today, I give you a lot of credit. I personally cannot. They have lost, 11 straight games that Taijuan Walker is starting. How is this guy still a major league starting pitcher? I do not know. But to me, I do think this one is going to see a lot of runs, and we should see them early. Both pitchers have been getting hit. Arrighetti has been pitching a little bit better as of late, but he is pitching on the road here. His season stats are significantly worse on the road. He is 3-6 on the road with a 5.5 ERA compared to his sub-5 ERA in total for the year. So this spot, I think we're going to see a ton of runs. Give me the over 10. The total has ballooned all the way to 10, and it's juiced on the under, but for good reason. Every single start Taijuan Walker goes out there, he gets rocked. There's no other way around it, and he can't get out of the 3rd or 4th inning. Do you really want to see a Phillies bullpen go for 6 innings here and bank on them? I know I do not, so I do think I am going to take the over here, and it is officially going to be one of my best bets. We do have a couple people chiming in on this game. Voice of Reason is saying it's Houston all the way today. I understand why you would say that because of who is starting for the Phillies. Aiden is asking, did Jammer say he's going with the Dippin' Dots? Little double dip action. Think he is double dipping in a few areas today. JD, what do you think is going to happen in this game?
Y'all said it all well there. Jammer actually has my same play.
Let's go.
I absolutely love that play today. If you're looking at Walker, he's actually given up at least 3 runs in his last 5 starts. He's given up at least 3 runs in actually 8 of his last 9 starts. The model has this as far as the Astros in the first 5 at 3.25 runs. So for me, I decided to just stick with that. To me, this is a very simple play. As far as the side, I'm actually not even going to go with that. Just actually the first 5 runs to me is just like I said, it's just a simple play. So
absolutely understand. I'll be with you guys on that one, and I'm hoping we see runs early and often by both teams here. 2 terrible pitchers. It's going to be a fun game to root for offense in this one and root against both pitchers, and I do think it will be very enjoyable for anybody who does take the over in any capacity. Let's keep it moving right along, guys. We have everybody's favorite team, the New York Yankees, who had an absolutely terrible performance last night. They couldn't get any runs off Patrick Corbin. The guy looked like Cy Corbin, looked like the best pitcher in the league. It was just a crazy game for the Yankees. The bats have been on fire. They completely cooled off in that game, but today they are throwing Carlos Rodon. He's 14-8 with a 4.16 ERA. On the other side, Mackenzie Gore, who's 7-11 with a 4.5 ERA. Jammer, any action on this Yankees-Nats game?
So man, that game yesterday kind of put a little sour taste in my mouth. I don't know where the Yankees bats were.
Disappeared. They don't know where it went either.
It's typically fade Patrick Corbin, but like you said, man, he was on one yesterday, and they're getting another lefty today. So, maybe they'll have a little bit something in the back of their mind, some way to attack a lefty pitcher. But I don't really have a lot on this game. The only thing I do know is the Yankees have the highest run differential in the league, and they've won over 80% of their games by 2 or more. So if I was going to take anything here, it would either be a parlay piece on the Yankees money line or just taking a -1.5. But I'll let you two give these guys a little bit more information on this game.
JD, why don't you go second in this one?
This is something that we have not done in actually quite a while now. This actually used to be a almost daily show thing. We used to say, Yankees over.
Yep.
I am very happy to actually be back saying that here. Both of these guys, for actually me, are actually just fades. Yankees, yesterday, like you said, their bats just were not there. They went cold. Today, facing Gore today, I think I actually like that more. The fact that they were held down, and I think today against Gore, they are just going to mash him. And then again, on as far as the other side, I think the Nats can actually get some runs too. The actual model here is actually giving us 10.3 runs. I can get the over 9 at a -105. So I'm going to play that.
You stole the words out of my mouth. And JD, we've had some success, my friend, when we've rode these Yankees overs together. We know at the end of July, I think the Yankees had a stretch of 15 straight games that went over, and me and you were riding that train until the wheels fell off. I agree with you 100%. When you break down Carlos Rodon, he is an awful road pitcher, and he is awful against awful teams. It seems like this guy steps up in big performances, but when there are games you expect Carlos Rodon to have a big performance and shut a team down, he just hasn't, and especially on the road. I said in the intro, Rodon is 14-8 on the year, but when you look at his splits on the road, he's 6-6, and his ERA balloons almost a full point to a 5.25. He's just not been able to put it together on the road. I do think that's going to continue here. As a Yankee fan, it's very frustrating watching Rodon go out there and consistently get lit up by lineups. He really shouldn't, but that's what he's done all year long, and we're going to continue with that trend. JD put it perfectly as well. I do think the Yankees have a big bounce-back spot. They're the type of team, when you shut them down one day, they're going to go out there the next day and probably have a big performance. They don't usually have two lackluster offensive games in a row, and it's hard to when you have the offensive lineup that they do. Judge has been the hottest player on the planet. I believe he has 7 homers in his last 8 games. I think his bat will get going yet again tonight. And give me the over. Definitely one of my favorite plays. I'll let it out early. It is the best bet, and you can get the over at a flat 9. You guys know how I feel about totals on the flat number. So let's keep it moving right along, fellas. That was going to be our 4th game. We have one more game to break down today, and arguably it is the best game that we have on the slate. We have the Baltimore Orioles, who are traveling yet again to the Dodgers. Pitching for the Orioles is their guy, Corbin Burnes. He's 12-6 with a 3.2 ERA. However, he did get rocked in his last start. On the other side, we have Walker Buehler. Buehler coming in 1-4 with a 6.09 ERA. We do know that Buehler has been hurt for most of the year, so he is working his way back. And he did have a decent start in his last game. He only gave up 3 runs, and for him, that's been a good start for him as of late. So that should tell you how he's done this year. Jammer, special guest, final breakdown of the day. What you got?
I mean, like you said, this is definitely the best game on the slate. It's going to be a late one, 10-10 start on the East Coast here. Not the best matchup on the bump, with both pitchers kind of struggling as of late. Big names, but, you got to look at how their recent performance has been, and they just haven't been, at the top of their game. Typically in a situation like this where we see an East Coast team traveling to the West Coast, I'm usually on the home team, and I think that we're going to continue riding that trend tonight. I'm looking for a bounce-back game from the Dodgers, who came up short last night, losing 2-3. Their bullpen did well, allowing only 1 hit in the final 3 innings. They just, came up 1 run short in the 9th inning. I'm looking for a big bounce-back day from the Dodgers, so I'm going to take the Dodgers money line.
I respect it. I definitely respect it. The line is a little fishy. Corbin Burnes versus a guy like Walker Buehler, who's got absolutely shelled, makes you kind of feel a certain way when the line is so close as a -115 to a -105. JD, before I break down my pick, what do you got in this game?
Yeah, this is one of those games where, like you see these names and you're like, wow, this should be a great game. And then you look how they've both been doing, and they have both been getting hit. And I mean hit hard. Just kind of like you were saying, this actually game is actually priced close. So that is telling me that as far as the books are actually planning on both teams actually getting runs here.
Yep.
When you mix that with the model is actually giving us 10.1 runs here, and I got the over actually 8.5. And I will go ahead and say that actually that's a big play.
There's a reason that I let JD go first. We did not talk before any show. We never do and compare our bets. We want it to be the first time we hear each other's bets when we're on camera so we can listen for the first time and go over how we feel about each game. But seeing this matchup, knowing how JD feels about Corbin Burns after last week, I knew we were both going to be on the over in this game. I feel the exact same way you do, and I'll let it out early. It is also a best bet for me. 8.5 runs is just not enough for this matchup. Both teams have some power lineups in there. Bueller's gotten shelled all year long. There hasn't been a start that he hasn't given up at least 3 or 4 runs. On the other side, Corbin Burns, like JD said perfectly, has gotten shelled in his last couple outings. Last start, they lost 6-0 to the Astros. The start before, they lost 12-10 to the Red Sox, who don't exactly have a power offense. He gave up 8 runs to the Red Sox, 2 homers, 3 walks, and 10 hits. So he allowed 15 base runners in just 4 innings. That's not the Corbin Burns we know. Hopefully he'll get it right for the playoffs. But in this spot, I definitely think the over is going to be the best play. JD, I'm with you 1,000%. Let's cash that over. Boys, it's been a great 5-game breakdown. We have a little over 1,200 people in the show live with us right now. We appreciate all you guys for being here, and we know why you guys are still here. There's a segment that we have to go into that y'all are waiting for, and that's going to be our best bet. So let's go right into that. Jammer, as our special guest, what do you have? 1? What do you have? 2? What do you have? 3? How many best bets do you have for the people, and what are they today?
So, I'm going to count this as 2.5 best bets. Sticking with the Astros, we talked about it earlier. I'm loving that first 5 team total over 2.5. They should just absolutely rock Taijuan Walker today. And also going to ride that Houston money line, full game. So those are my first 2. And then we spoke about it earlier about the Pirate game. Don't pay attention to the whole game. Just check your phone or watch the first inning. Nerfy. 3 up, 3 down, and sprinkle on that Paul Skeens first pitch, 99 to 100 miles per hour. He's going to be throwing some gas today.
Love it. You guys got him here. You guys know where to follow Jammer Bets. If all 3 of these hit, I expect every one of you 1,200 people to follow him on X, on Twitter, however the hell they want us to call that platform now. I'm still calling it Twitter, and it's at Jammer Bets on Twitter. He comes on here every week and gives you guys some fantastic plays, so make sure you check him out. JD, what do you have for the people before I give my best bets?
All right, let's go back to the Astros and the Phillies game. Take the Astros first 5 team total over 2.5. I gave that out to clients at -120. It has moved. I see it around -140 now. The others still fine. And then let's go to that last game that we just broke down. Let's go to the Orioles and Dodgers. Let's play that game over. The over 8.5, and I actually see a -113.
There we go. You guys have had the winners from JD. Time to get my 3. And boys, it's an over day. It's a totals day for me. First one, Yanks Nats, over 9. Went over the reasons why. Second one, Astros Phillies. It's Taijuan Walker day. Take the over. Over 10 at -105. And the final best bet for me, I'm with JD, over 8.5 on that Orioles Dodgers game. And I also currently have the line of -113. Guys, it's been a fantastic show. Jammer, we appreciate you coming on, giving out the winners. And in just about 30 minutes, is it? Or no, it's about 10 minutes, we get to see that Paul Skeens game. They're the home team, so in 7 minutes, we'll find out about that first pitch. We'll find out about that Nerfy, and we'll find out about it. We appreciate you coming on, giving the winners, and coming in a beautiful Pirates jersey today, I may add. JD, another great day from you, sir. Any closing words before we get the people out of here?
Let's win.
Let's win. Big day. Make sure you guys join the MoneyBall Metrics Discord. You know where to find it. It's in the bio of the MoneyBall Metrics team. Guys, we appreciate all 1,250 that are still in here. We will be back on Friday with more winners, and let's cash all our bets. Jammer, yet again, we appreciate you, and we'll see you next